What's up, Nintendo Gamers? The Kid here with another Xenoblade Chronicles X update. So from the Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu, we have a ton of details on Xenoblade X, which I have in bullet points. So guys, follow along. There is a lot of exciting news. The GamePad will show character location and question locations. You can also use it to warp to previously visited areas. The use of X, which also means cross, has implications for the online functionality. It's not a standard online game, more loosely connected. There's about 90 songs in the game, many have vocals too. Battles are faster paced and more action based than Xenoblade. It differentiates close and distant attacks. There's no healers. Healing is done with a new system called Soul Voice. You have a party of 4 members. You control one and AI controls the rest. The number of unique monsters and equipment have increased from Xenoblade. Planet Mirror spans 248 miles, which is 5 times bigger than Xenoblade. The magazine also introduces Union, which sounds something like factions for quests. There are 8 of them, and you can join any of them and change depending on your goal. Those are Pathfinder, Colopedian, Interceptor, Land Bank, Avalanche, Arms, Testament, and Companion. So guys, with that is the news. Let's get into my thoughts and really get deep into these details, as I really want to talk about them. So guys, one of the things that I want to talk about that I didn't mention in the news was actually the playtime of the game to complete it, which one of the producers or director said he clocked in 300 hours. It wasn't said if he did it in 300 hours to completely 100% the game or just to complete the story of the game, which if it is just to complete the story of the game, I think that would be completely overwhelming for pretty much anyone. It takes a lot of time and not everybody has it to clock in 300 hours in a game, real life time, your time. You know, people have jobs, people have things to do, and if it is just to complete the game, which a lot of people are going to play this game just to complete it, that's going to be a pretty heavy task, and it's possible people may get bored with everything just trying to beat the game, but hopefully it's just to 100% the game, because if it isn't, that is ridiculous and that is overwhelming, and I'm sorry to say, not a lot of people have time, and that can actually be very detrimental to the experience of the game. It will start feeling like a game to people, and grinding for XP and all that stuff will become very apparent. So I hope it's not true. But one thing also I want to talk about in detail is the world and how big it is. 248 miles in a game world is ridiculous. It is literally ridiculous. And from that trailer, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I believed them. I believe it's going to be that size. You know, the game is going to be that size because all the variety of different locations, terrain, and just things you can do with the mechs and stuff. You can fly around and everything. It's believable. And it looks that way, but the thing with such a big, huge, and open world is, what is there going to be to do in this world? Like, is it going to be really empty? Are you going to be traveling in a bunch of empty planes and things like that? Or are you going to actually be interacting with different villages, cities, characters, aliens, you know, monsters? We've seen monsters and stuff, but we haven't really seen different villages within the land that isn't the main village you come from, which I think is called Neo Los Angeles or something. We haven't seen anything like that, so I really like to see what you can interact with in the world before, you know, throwing us in this big giant 248-mile world, and there's only monsters here and there to beat, and the rest is just a bunch of bland traveling, whether it be on foot or through the dolls, the mechs, or anything. That's one thing I want to see, and one of my concerns. Now, the battle system, that's really the thing that really is like that will make or break the game for me. From what I've saw, the battle system seems kind of like Monster Hunter to me, but at the same time, it seems just a little bit dull. I don't know. I really don't like the user interface, you know, with all this stuff on the screen. I hope you can turn some of it off, and I really don't like when you hurt an enemy, you see their, you know, what damage you're doing. You see all these 7s, 21s, 8s and stuff flying in the air. To me, it breaks immersion of the game. So I hope you could at least turn that off, because it just seems kind of mildly annoying to me. And that's just me. I mean, other people may have their different opinions. That's just me personally. I mean, when I do eventually get the game, if you can't turn it off, I'll try to ignore it, but to me, it does kind of break immersion and tells me, oh, I'm playing a game and I'm doing this amount of damage. I'm really hoping you can, like in Monster Hunter, you don't know how much damage you're doing on a monster. You just see that you're damaging the monster and that it eventually goes down and, you know, it'll start limping or something. You can visually see that its health is going down, but not in the most annoying pop-up-ish way possible. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, about the factions and stuff, that sounds pretty interesting, but there's still very vague details. I want to know more about that before I have a solid opinion on it. And also the online, it's kind of disappointing, but at the same time, with the world this big and stuff, I guess you gotta expect not to have like the type of online people thought was going to be in this game, where you actually join a party of people and go on quests and everything. Doesn't seem like that. It seems more like you can leave like notes and people can enter your version of the world and stuff, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that interesting stuff, very interesting. The world huge, 90 songs, and a lot of them are vocals. I cannot wait to hear this game's soundtrack, because I've heard Xenoblade soundtrack and it's amazing. So I really can't wait to hear this soundtrack. And also, we already got 2 songs to hear, and those are fantastic. So can't wait for more. There's some vocal songs in there. Can't wait to hear them. You know, Nintendo really needs to sell their soundtracks for their games on iTunes, like I believe Sega does, and a couple of other big developers sell their soundtracks for their games on iTunes and stuff, because they're amazing, and I think they can profit quite a bit from doing that, you know. So guys, with that, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think about the news? Tell me in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. That's it for this update. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe to my channel for more Xenoblade Chronicles X or Cross. See you guys next time.